Hi, Peter Charles here, Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And I want to deal with a simple solution to a common problem. You're walking down the river, the nature of the river has changed. You need to change fly lines or sink tips. You have to change something. You might want to go from a floater to a full sinker, or an intermediate to a full sinker, whatever the case may be. Or you might want to go from say a type 3 sink tip to a type 7 sink tip. You need to change. Now, what normally would happen is people will take the fly, cut it off, remove the leader, change the line, change whatever they have to change, rethread the leader, retie the fly, blah, 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 blah. A lot of bother. Is there a simple solution? Well, there is. And the key to that solution is when you tie your leader, you make sure the knot that connects it to the fly line is big. And the best knot for that is the double surgeon's loop. So I'll have it up here. Spider hitch is a good one as well, but probably more complex than you need. If you've got a thick butt section, you can tie the double surgeon's loop. You don't have to worry about the fact it's not the strongest knot in the world, because if it's tied in thick material, we're good to go anyway. So how does this work? Well, I'm going to want to disconnect this, change this line. Let's say I want to go to a full sinker. I push the loop out. And then I just go like this. See how I'm pulling it? And I can pull the fly right through the loop. There we go. The fly has not been taken off the leader. Now, I've changed my line. This is the new line. Put the loop through. I usually pull it past the knot. Now I just put the fly through the loop. There we go. Ready to go. Now, there's one little extra piece of that. This is way bigger than what I normally use, but I'm doing this for visibility's sake. This is the carabiner. And I have one of these attached to my wader strap or my wading jacket, whatever. And so when this is off, and this carabiner is attached to me, I just put my leader through it like that. So now this is dragging in the current. I don't lose my fly, I don't lose my leader. It's out of the way while I change. I can forget about it. And then when I need to reuse it, I take it off the carabiner and reattach it. So not only can I, remove and attach my leader with the fly still attached to the leader, but I also don't lose the leader and the fly while I'm in the process of changing my line. So because I was a shooting head user for so long, I got used to changing heads in the middle of the river all of the time. So I needed a quick method to enable me to change heads and still not lose the leader and the fly in the water, and not have to keep on cutting things off and retying. It gets to be a nuisance. And here's the thing that really gets me, is if you have to retie every time and you risk losing stuff every time, it discourages you from changing your line. You say to yourself, I don't want to go through that. I'll make do with what I got on the end of my line right now. And guess what? It reduces your odds of catching fish. So if you go from a shallow run to a deep run, and you should be going from a type 3 to a type 7 sink tip, but you go, I'll live with the type 3 and hope for the best, you've reduced your odds. So by having something that's easy to change, you're encouraged to put the right sink tip or the right line on the end of your rod to ensure greater success when you move through that particular run. Because let's face it, rivers aren't built for our convenience. They can be deep and slow, deep and fast, wide, narrow, and they'll change as we walk down the runs. So it's best to be able to do this quick change when we need it. And the heart of the quick change is that big loop. And as I say, I use the double surgeon's knot to do that loop, but you could just as easily use a spider hitch. And there's actually a creative way to use the perfection loop as well. A little trick here, but it can be done with the perfection loop as well. As long as that loop is nice and big and easy to pass the fly through, you're good to go. Cheers.